Welcome to the University of Colorado Redcap training for a full Redcap account. Redcap is a HIPAA-compliant data collection and storage application that is primarily used for medical research. It stands for Research Electronic Data Capture. The Redcap application is designed and produced by Vanderbilt University. At the University of Colorado, Redcap is underwritten by the CCTSI, the Colorado Clinical and Translational Sciences Institute. CCTSI provides Redcap to all researchers at any CCTSI affiliate, so the University of Colorado, Colorado State University, University Hospital, Children's Hospital Colorado, National Jewish Health, Denver Health, the VA Eastern Colorado Healthcare System, NCATS, and Kaiser Permanente of Colorado. They make sure that the Redcap service is provided free of cost to researchers from those institutions. Because they support Redcap, we ask that you support CCTSI by joining them if you're going to be using Redcap for your data. The CCTSI Redcap is specifically for IRB-reviewed protocol data. Because of this, when you're ready to start collecting real data in your project, we'll ask for your IRB approval number. The School of Medicine also provides additional funding so that they can use Redcap for QI projects as well. Also on campus, we have a separate Redcap for the Children's Hospital of Colorado. This is specifically for non-research projects that will use children's data. If you use the CHCO Redcap, your login will be linked to your system account. So how do you get a Redcap account? The first step is to take a Redcap tutorial. There are two different types of Redcap accounts. This tutorial is for a full account. That is for someone who will need to create projects or be doing project design or user management. If you complete the full tutorial, you'll be allowed to have those rights in any individual project. If you complete the tutorial and you are at a CCTSI affiliate, you will also receive the right to create new projects in Redcap. If you have team members who aren't going to be designing or managing a project, for example, someone doing data entry or a statistician, they don't have to get a full account. They can take the online tutorial for a basic account instead. This is a shorter tutorial that focuses on things like entering data, sending surveys, and pulling reports. Users with a basic account are not allowed to receive project design, user management, or data access group rights within a project. Redcap accounts are also unique to the individual. You may never share your Redcap account. Once you've completed the tutorial and passed the quiz at the end, you'll receive instructions for setting up your Redcap account depending on where you work and what Redcap you need access for. If you are not with the University of Colorado, Denver, or Anschutz, you will need to complete the user account application. You receive an email with a link to this form at the end of the tutorial if you need it, and it will also be available in the instructions at the end of the tutorial. Once your account is completely set up, as long as you're at a CCTSI affiliate, you'll be able to create your Redcap project. And then anyone with a full account can design the database and survey forms. When you're ready to start collecting real data, you'll submit the request to move your Redcap project to production. This is where we'll ask you for the IRB approval number if it's applicable to your project. Once you're in production, you'll be able to collect data and export the data for analysis. There are 4 stages to a Redcap project. In development, you'll create and edit your database forms and test your project. Production is where you're actually collecting real research data. Moving to production requires approval. We'll verify that your project meets the requirements to be using Redcap, and we'll run some quick checks on your project to help make sure that it's designed to help you collect the cleanest data possible. After your project is in production, changes to the structure of your database will require approval from a Redcap administrator. This has prevent you from accidentally making changes to your data where the changes could affect how the data was interpreted or cause you to lose data. Any requests you send to the Redcap administrator should be responded to within a business day. Please do give us a business day to respond, but if we don't get back to you within that time frame, please send a follow-up email so that we can make sure that your project gets looked at in a timely manner. After you're done collecting data, you can move your project to analysis and cleanup. This is when data collection is stopped. You'll be able to choose if you can edit existing data, but you won't be able to add any new data. A project can be returned to production if you need to. At the end of the project lifecycle, you can move the project to complete status. This will remove the project from your list of project databases. It'll still exist in the system, and we can still return it to production for you. However, it'll take it off your list of My Projects and prevent anyone from accessing it or making changes. Here we have some best practices when it comes to creating your project database in Redcap. Your subject ID or your record ID will always be the very first variable on your very first form. This is a unique identifier that differentiates each record from each other one. Every field in your project will also need a unique variable name. This will be an alphanumeric name, and it will use underscores instead of spaces. The variable name should be relatively short, meaningful, and easy to remember. For example, if your question is date of birth, your variable name might be DOB. To improve your data entry process, where you can, use a multiple choice field. When you're doing data entry for a long time, and you have to continuously free type all the data into a database, it's very easy to start making spelling mistakes or to make other mistakes in your data entry process. Using multiple choice with predefined answers can help cut down on these errors and reduce data entry fatigue. Of course, not every field can be done with as a multiple choice, and so we recommend that you validate your text fields whenever possible. Validating a field means saying that only a specific kind of data, such as a number or a date, should go into that field. This will keep data entry uniform so that it's easier to clean and analyze, and it will also help minimize data entry errors. Where possible, use field notes, small notes that appear underneath the data entry field, to indicate information like required units or formats for entering the data. Group similar variables together and break them up into separate forms. And also keep your forms on the short side. There are two reasons for keeping your forms on the short side. One reason is data entry fatigue. It is easier for us mentally to fill out 10 forms of 10 questions than it is to fill out one form of 100 questions. The other reason is part of Redcap's HIPAA compliance. If there is no activity between the web browser where you're accessing Redcap and the Redcap server for more than 30 minutes, Redcap will log you out automatically. Just entering data into a field doesn't count as activity. You have to actually hit the save button so that you're interacting with the server. Having very long forms increases the possibility that you might enter most of the data on the form and then walk away from your computer for a while and come back to find yourself logged out without having saved the data. This is an extremely frustrating experience that can be helped by saving frequently and keeping forms on the short side, forcing more frequent saves. Because Redcap is usually working with health data, it is very important to mark potential identifiers in your project and to strip them from the data before exporting unless they're absolutely necessary. Redcap has the capability to use calculations, but it's not designed to do very complex calculations. Consider handling calculations that you want for analysis, but don't actually need in the course of data entry, after the data has been exported to a stats package, such as SAS, SPSS, Data, or R. Here is a list of other CCTSI resources that may be useful for your research projects. If you have any questions about Redcap, or if you need any help with your Redcap project, the best way to reach us is redcap@ucdenver.edu, where we're happy to help you with questions about project design or troubleshooting an existing project. We also have office hours on demand. Email the redcap@ucdenver.edu to let us know that you want a meeting, and we'll be happy to reach out to you and set up a time. When we're on campus, we'll be happy to meet in person, and while we are off campus, we're happy to set up a meeting via Zoom or phone conversation. When you've completed your project and are ready to publish, CCTSI asks that you acknowledge the grant that allows them to make Redcap available for you to do your research with. Vanderbilt also asks that you acknowledge their grant that allows them to bring Redcap to all these institutions. You can find their preferred citation language on the Project Redcap site. After you've completed the tutorial and passed the quiz at the end, you'll receive account creation instructions within the tutorial, and you'll also receive an email with those account creation instructions and a template for filling out the COMERB Protocol Section O, which deals with how to tell COMERB that you're using Redcap for your project. If you ever have any questions, please email us at redcap@ucdenver.edu. That is by far the best way to contact us. Someone is always covering that email and will be able to get back to you within a business day. Now that you have some background on what Redcap is and the policies for using it, let's take a look at Redcap itself.